Hey everyone, Robin here to give you a presentation on Media Hub and the TVU agent. So over here you see this is our cloud routing service called TVU Media Hub. It is a very simple user interface. On the left-hand side, you have all of your inputs, all of your input sources. And on the right-hand side, you have all of your output destinations, or your output projects as we call it. We support a variety of protocols, pretty much everything on the market. Pretty much everything that's popular on the market, we can support it. For example, SDI, SRT, HLS, ISSP, YouTube, even Zoom. So we can take all of those things as a source into our ecosystem. And one thing that's cool is for this this is really sort of a cloud scan converter that lets you convert anything on your browser, on your desktop, into a video source. And one thing that makes it stand out is for YouTube sources, for example. I know a lot of TV stations, you would have an operator that has to input the YouTube URL, make it full screen, hide the mouse cursor, and then start recording the screen. But with our services, you don't have to do that. For popular platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, all you have to do is input the URL and our system can take care of that for you. Of course, for the more obscure websites, you can still map your keyboard and mouse to the VM and operate on the browser yourself personally. And so over here on the output side, we have this concept known as the output project, because all you have to do to route an input source into an output project is a simple drag and drop operation. I dragged that source in there and I took it there. There it's starting to go live. So what's the people might ask, what's the difference between a project and a destination? So the idea here is that we're trying to separate the TV router unit, the routing team, into two different groups of people. The TV operators, or excuse me, the TV router operators and the video engineers. So if you see here, on the right-hand side are all the different destinations that one TV station might have. For example, an RTMP destination, SRT destination, etc. All of these things can get a bit more technical for the average user. For example, you have to configure encoding profile to see, is it H.264, H.265? Those things might be a bit too technical for non-engineers. So what we offer is to bake those multiple destinations into one single project with a simple name. For example, the 8 o'clock show, the news show. So that way you can have your engineering group go in and configure all the destinations and encoding profiles. And then all the operator has to do on a day-to-day basis is just a simple drag and drop operation. So that way, you don't have to waste your engineers' time on the mundane day-to-day operations. And you don't have to train every employee to understand all aspects of a video encoding science. And also, what we're introducing here this year is called the automatic black detection, or just the detection service in general. So as you can see here, this is a source. I can configure it to detect black frames. Upon detecting a certain amount of black frames, I can make it automatically switch to a backup source. And once the backup source, once the primary source has recovered, we can switch back as well. Of course, we can also give email notifications, text notifications, etc., to the appropriate parties to inform them. And what you see down here, this is called the TVU agent. This is a piece of software that you can install on any Linux system. So, for example, this piece of hardware is not made by TVU; it's a third-party NUC. What we can do is install the TVU agent and connect a Blackmagic card, a SDI render card to it, and we can get an SDI output from there. So, this is just a way of taking in your SDI inputs to the cloud, or converting a cloud signal converting a cloud signal to an SDI output. And also, I know a lot of TV stations would have some idle machines just standing there doing nothing, running idly by. So, why not experiment with the TVU agent? Install the agent on there and try out Media Hub with minimum risk. You don't have to pay anything. It's your hardware, you already have it. All you have to do is just install the agent on there, and you can give it a shot. Another key advantage with the TVU Media Hub is if you were to choose an on-premise deployment, you don't have to build your infrastructure for the worst day of the year. So for example, if you on average for 364 days of the year, you only need 10 input and 10 output. But on that one special day, maybe it's an election day or something, you need 100 input and 100 output. Well, if you do go with a traditional on-premise deployment, you have to always provision your infrastructure for the worst day of the year. But with the TVU Media Hub, you don't have to do that. You can just provision for the majority of the time, and if that one bad day comes in, you can tap into the TVU cloud resources, and we can supplement your infrastructure to help you get over that really, really busy day. So yeah, this has been a brief overview on the TVU Media Hub. Looking forward to solving your workflow issues. Thank you very much.